Guys, it's nasty. Alright, so one of the things that we're going to go ahead and do today is I'm going to go ahead and clean my saddle. One of the benefits to cleaning your saddle is you're able to see what all is going on with your different parts of your saddle. So like I like to get up underneath here to look at my fender and everything of my stirrup and look at everything that's going on, because majority of the time I'm not really even looking at this stuff whenever I'm riding on a day-to-day basis. So this is just a good precaution for me to take of going ahead and checking my equipment before I run or anything. This is basically like my yearly checkup on my saddle. Like I'll occasionally look through it about every season to see how it's looking, and it's usually pretty good. But at this point, like I can go ahead and deeply look into it and clean my saddle, condition it, oil the leather and stuff, get all that done. So that's what we're doing today, and I'm gonna see what all I've got going on here and if I need to replace anything. So starting off, I just go through, basically just get a rag and some warm water and just wipe down the whole thing. Like just go ahead and get all the excess dirt off of it, the dust. Next thing I'm gonna do, I've got these Phoebings is the brand. So this is the liquid glycerin saddle soap that I use. So after I wipe down my entire saddle with a wet rag and everything, just to get all the excess dirt and dust off, I'm going to go back through and I'm actually going to wash my saddle and do the saddle soap and stuff. After that, then I'm going to go in with this. This is Phoebing's Prime Neat's Foot Oil Compound. And I'm just going to lightly go over my whole saddle with that, with the rag, and just lightly oil all the leather. So it's a little bit of a process. So I'm not going to keep y'all through the whole thing. We're going to start off with the water, wipe all the leather down. Everything that you see leather, you have to go in, up under here too. Go in under there. That's where your stirrups are hooked up at. You want to make sure that there is no kind of tears or anything with that, because I've seen too many people where their stirrups break right at that point. So you want to get all the way up here and try to see and investigate. Make sure that all your equipment is good right there. Another thing, please go through. So this is basically where the cinch stays hooked up at. You want to go through and inspect your front and your back. Mine is very dirty here. Because this is cloth on this backside, I'm going to go ahead and basically just go through with the rag and just wipe all that down. And then on this side where the leather is, I'm just going to go through and do all the saddle soap on this side. I'm not going to do it on this side, just on the leather side. So my leather looks good for the most part. So we're going to go through about that. Like I was sitting here, I kind of seen a little bit of it and I was like, here we go. I'm just going to go through and look over my entire saddle, wipe it all down, and then I'll go ahead and come back on when we start doing the saddle soap stuff. Alright, so I just finished wiping it down. Just wiping it down. Guys, it's nasty. It's nasty. Just looking at the water and everything, like, I can see how much dirt literally came off the saddle after the past year. So, I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I did. Alright, so here's the water. It's very dirty. This water was just the rag and water. Like, there's no soap, nothing. And you can still kind of see some dirt spots. I'm not too worried about it. I was just mainly worried about getting this dust off and dirt off the back, which you can still see some dirt and stuff, but it's a whole lot cleaner. Got up under here. My stirrups are over here, so I went through and did this. I oiled up in here and already put it back. And I went through and took off my stirrups, wiped all this down, wiped all that down. Did the same thing over here. So basically you want to make sure that you're getting all through the little cracks and crevices that you can. I can't get up in here, so I'm gonna have to see if I can try to find something else to try to get up in there. But yeah, this is what it looks like after just a wipe down with water. So since leather basically soaks up the water within seconds, I'm going to go ahead and go dump this water out, and I'm going to go get a fresh bucket of some warm water, and then I'm going to go through and we're going to wash it with some actual saddle soap and everything. So now that we've got the saddle completely wiped down, we got some fresh water now. I'm going to go through and show y'all basically how I like to go through and wash the saddle with the saddle soap. So I'm going to be using a toothbrush for this little rigid area right here on the skirt back here, and see if we can get in between all these little grooves and everything that go a little bit deeper than what a wash rag can go. And then basically on our fenders and stuff where all the smooth part is at, not here, but just the leather and stuff, we're going to go ahead and do a circular motion with the rag and just go ahead and lather up the soap and get that worked into this saddle leather. So going through, we're just gonna do this in a circular motion and get that lather going. And then pick this up and we're gonna start working on here too. So once we get the top side, we're gonna go through and lather up the bottom side. And you particularly want to get this part because this is the part that mainly brushes up like against your horse and gets all the horse sweat and dirt and all that other stuff. So we're gonna go through here and definitely try to get this all soaked up as much as we can. Wash it right up here, just because we are going to be putting oil right here, because as you can see from this, that's where it bends to go around your stirrup. And afterwards, I just like to go back over what I just put soap on and just kind of rub it in. Alright, now so that we've got the other side done as well, now we're going to get started on this part and back here with a toothbrush. So basically, same thing that we did with the rag. We're going to go through with the toothbrush and just go in a circular motion and get that lather going, get in those creases, all in that detail. Basically, I'm just going to go through and do that all over this, down here, back here. So we'll touch back whenever this is done. Now I've got the saddle all brushed down and everything with some soap. Went through and went over with the rag just to wipe excess water, soap, dirt off. And so now I'm just going to let this sit for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I'm gonna go inside for just a little bit, and then when I come back in probably about 10 minutes, then we're gonna go through and we're gonna oil it, because it's still a little bit kind of like wet and stuff, so I want to go ahead and let that just kind of dry out for a second. So now I've been out here for probably about 2 hours doing all this. I have definitely shortened this video for y'all, because I would probably not even have, like, my phone would probably be dead if I kept it on the whole time. So I think I'm just gonna go around it. I might oil a little bit of this back skirt, but I think I'm gonna go through and oil like these little things up here because they move around so much. So I want to go ahead and oil those. I'm gonna oil these, oil the stirrup fenders, oil all that, because it all moves. So, oil the back, and I still have to clean my back cinch. So, we're gonna go through, I'll go through and basically do the same process with that and oil that, because like I said, it bends. So everything that's got like a moving part to it, I think I'm gonna go through and oil and get all that done. I feel like I mainly save cleaning my saddle for the new year just because it is such a process and everything, and I like to go ahead and just do it at the beginning of the year where it's good and fresh. But I think with how this year is going to be, that I'm probably going to have to do it probably over the summer maybe as well, because I do plan on rodeoing and barrel racing more. So we're going to go ahead and just let this sit out here and dry for the most part. Hopefully it can dry. I said it's still very foggy this morning, and so I'm going to go ahead and go eat me some lunch, and then probably after lunch I'm going to hook up the horse trailer and I'm going to try to grease my bearings. Switching the positions for you.